How does that work?
Looks pretty good.
All right.
Hey, hey, Warren, so good. Good to see
How are
you.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good. How
Yeah,
about
you
you?
too. Good. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you.
So excited to be talking with you.
Really? Well, I'm excited to be talking with you.
I know we've been connected on Instagram for a while before this happened,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, that was before the Ahsoka came out.
That was a long time ago.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad we got to make it work out.
Yeah.
So I got about 10 questions here, and I'm looking forward to being able to ask you what I got for everything Star Wars related.
Uh-huh.
All right. So how did you get involved in working for films?
Well, a long time, a long time ago, um, I decided to join the union because I had worked on a um, couple shows. So I got in the union, and then I was just kind of bouncing around doing like Frasier or um, In the House or one of those 90s shows. Um, and then I kind of took some time off to raise a family and get married, and not in that order. And then I couldn't not be on set anymore. So I just jumped right back in, and I ended up on the Star Wars shows.
How did you get involved with that?
Well, I fit the stormtrooper uniform. There was a casting for stormtroopers. Of course, they didn't call them that; they called them something else. And I fit the uniform. So once you fit the uniform, and then
Uh, Hold on, I completely
to
lost
work
you.
with, then goes. Although the Obi-Wan show was, oh, okay, where am I? You like
You
completely lost
totally
me? Like
froze,
you
so I
can't
didn't
see me at
get
all?
any of that.
Oh,
Oh,
can you
sorry
still
about
hear
that.
this? No worries. We can start it again.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm not in my usual place where I do all my interviews. I'm somewhere
I
else
think it's
today.
I'm not either. So we're both in trouble. All right, let's start
So
action. We'll do
internet is the
let's
problem when I'm over here.
take two.
All right, let's do it.
So that was a very interesting question. I got involved with the Star Wars shows because I fit the stormtrooper uniform. There was a call for stormtroopers. I didn't call them stormtroopers, but um, I fit the costume perfectly. So once I was in as a stormtrooper and a shore trooper, they moved me around to Shiida. That was on Mandalorian season 2. So you can put stuff on your face and you're not going to freak out. So after that, I just kind of continued through the Star Wars universe.
How did you not freak out at first?
Um, I, I I would probably say because, well, no, I did. I mean, I was like, hey, whoa, I'm a stormtrooper. Actually, the one that got me was the Obi-Wan.
Right.
That one I was amazed about. Yeah, and that was through a whole different casting process.
And you started off with Mandalorian, and then you were on like Ahsoka and Boba Fett,
Yep.
Obi-Wan. What sort of training did you have to go through when working on these series?
Well, the training would be, um, just basically keeping yourself fit, but then just learning how each of the costumes moves or doesn't move, as the case may be. The stormtrooper uniforms are very difficult to sit, almost anything but stand. But as a night trooper. We were the only stormtroopers that I know of that had to stand back up. Normally, you shoot a stormtrooper, he's down. We had to rehearse standing up in the suit because it's such a hard costume. It doesn't move very much.
But every time I watch the show and the movies, I've always just been fascinated by all the costumes, and it's
Mm.
got me wondering, like, how can anyone see through the helmet or wear the
Well,
armor?
the stormtrooper helmet, you can see about that much. If you do that to your hands and look there, that's about what you can see. You can't really see anything below that. Well, if you tilt your head, you can, but that and that makes it looks like your stormtrooper is going. Oh.
Oh no.
So if you keep your head, you have to kind of keep your head up even a little bit more to make it look like you're looking forward.
Were there any challenges when it comes to wearing the costume?
Well, the stormtrooper uniform it pinches. It's it's difficult to move in. Uh, 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 but the helmet you can take off. You strap this mask onto your face, wrap something around your neck so you can't take it off, and then you can only see this much.
That cannot be fun.
No, so you're always looking around like this to see where everybody is.
If I had to pick, well, obviously,
Although it's pretty cool.
you have to pick, what's your favorite costume to wear during the shows?
Any of the Obi-Wan costumes because I got to
I would
wear
pick
all of
that
them.
one
I
too,
got I'm like the blue one, the tan one, the formal one. It was great to be in each of those costumes
And
because it
what
was
was it
very
like
comfortable.
to oh, sorry.
Because it was very comfortable.
Well, obviously, that would be more comfortable than wearing armor.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was it like to step into Obi-Wan Kenobi's shoes, working alongside Ewan McGregor as his stand-in?
It was great. He's a great guy. He's very private. I don't really talk much about him, but it was like watching a master class in acting every day. So it was great. It was wonderful.
And what was it like to working with the cast and the crew when working on the shows?
No, it's great. Ahsoka, the crew on Ahsoka was good, but the cast on Ahsoka, everybody was just the nicest person. And just talking all the time. In between takes, Rosario would stab us with her lightsabers or something, or whoever was closest to her, she would screw around. Yeah,
Getting splashed by Ahsoka Tano, that would be a dream.
yeah. No, it was fun. It was fun.
The show was so much fun to watch. It was so great watching
Mm-hmm.
Rosario become this character in real
Mm-hmm.
life. Because I
Mm-hmm.
watched the Clone Wars show growing up, and to see all these characters come to life
Right.
in the Disney Plus shows, it's like everything changes for you.
Yeah, it was a live action Rebels or Clone Wars or something.
Yeah, and it started as animated, and now everything live action.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that Disney Plus has done for these shows just completely blows my mind, especially the
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka series.
Yeah, that
Um,
was fun.
what did you enjoy most about filming each of the shows?
Well, Mandalorian season 2 was the first Star Wars show,
Mhm.
and to be honest, I'm a original trilogy kind of guy, right?
Right.
Um, so I appreciate the prequels now. Um, but I was kind of like not as excited about Star Wars anymore. And then when I watched the first season of Mandalorian, I said, that is the Star Wars I remember. So John did a great job. John and Dave did a great job getting that feeling of the old Star Wars. And I got to force cuff Grogu, and so that was fun. That was probably the most fun part. Although, you know what? There was another really fun part that it wasn't on camera. It was the watching the Luke double practice his moves, practice his choreography, because we didn't know, they don't tell you what's going on. So I saw that, I'm like, that guy kind of looks like Luke Skywalker. I'm wondering why he's there. So that was fun to watch him do rehearse that.
That was another major surprise when I was watching the show, that they brought back Luke Skywalker. We had throwback.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. So when I was
Yeah.
watching I grew up with the prequel era. That was how I started out. But I actually got introduced to the original trilogy
Mm-hmm.
on VHS around the same time Attack of the Clones came out. I was like 5, 6 years old, maybe. Um, so I can
Mm-hmm.
actually appreciate everything that's going on now, because when you watch Ahsoka, you see the animation that comes to life, and watching Obi-Wan, you get to see all these flashbacks from the prequel era, like with Hayden Christensen coming back as Vader
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anakin. Um,
Right. Yeah.
and with the Mandalorian bringing Luke Skywalker in, it just completely blew my mind. I had no idea they were going to do that. And I'm
Well,
not
I
even
had forgotten
surprised.
to.
I'm not surprised that they did that. I knew there had to be some sort of connection with at some point with that.
Yeah. I mean, I had forgotten that I'd seen that Luke double. So when I was watching the finale and I saw the X-wing fly in, all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, Luke! I forgot he's in this." So yeah, that's what it was.
And looking forward to seeing what comes next. For any more of the shows whenever the next seasons come out, because I
Mhm.
have so many
Mhm.
questions, especially with the baby Yoda Grogu. So we have to see what comes next for him.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, the it's an amazing, it's alive. I mean, it looks alive when you're interacting with it, because these guys that do the motion, move the eyebrows and do all that, they're the best. And I mean, it looks alive. The thing wasn't on camera, and I was leaning over it because he had just gotten stunned, and he was moving his eyes around and kind of like that, and I couldn't believe that they were doing that. It looked like real. It looked real.
The animatronic artists are amazing when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So out of all your projects that you've done for the Disney series, what was your favorite one to work on?
Well, it was Obi-Wan because I worked the most on Obi-Wan. I worked from the camera tests, a month before production through the last day of production, and then actually there was a second unit after the last day of production. I didn't work any of the reshoots because my stuff was perfect. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I didn't need to. So then, yeah, so that was it was just an amazing experience.
And did you have a favorite scene that you got to be a part of?
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I never saw what the bad guys were doing, so I had to watch the show to see what was going on the other side. Actually, there was one episode where I played for both teams, and I was a stormtrooper in Obi-Wan during one scene. Ewan was gone for a week, and so I wasn't going to work, so I figured I'd just be a stormtrooper, and that was fun. Except that stormtrooper uniform was really pinching. That one was,
Oh man, that
yeah.
can't be comfortable.
No, but you know what? It's still better than doing anything sitting behind a desk and type in
I'd
the
rather put on
numbers or
my
whatever.
Jedi outfit. I have the Anakin Skywalker uniform that I got last year, and that was money well spent, but so comfortable too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, if you could get to play a character in the world of Star Wars that has not made an appearance yet, who would you like to be?
Hmm. Um, I just happen to look like Obi-Wan. So, um, uh, I mean,
You
when I
do
was
look
growing up, I
about
like,
like Obi-Wan. That's true.
yeah, when I was growing up, it was Han Solo was my favorite Star Wars character. Um, but that would be fun to do. But I mean,
Yeah, Han Solo.
no one can.
I was just having a debate on social media again about Solo #2 because everybody
Mm,
really likes the movie that came out. What's gonna happen now?
right.
And hopefully we get another one out at some point.
Yeah, we'll see.
um, so I saw on some of your posts on Instagram that you got to go to some conventions.
Hmm.
What do you enjoy most when you go to Comic Cons?
I I just enjoy talking to people. So I'll just talk someone's ear off if they let me. If there's not a big line of people, I'll just keep talking because I love what I do and I love that people love it. I mean, Star Wars is a whole. I mean, it's a whole thing. It brings everybody together, and everybody has that same kind of love for Star Wars, and so it's great to meet fans who seen my work and helped them to relive some more Star Wars.
I'm just that same way. I go to Comic Con conventions as often as I can. There's not many of them that come out to my neck of the woods in Minnesota. But we do have a couple of good ones, and hopefully maybe someday you can come along. And
That would be great.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'd
I know
love
we
to.
have a Tom O'Connell coming to town this year. Uh, the, he was in Obi-Wan as well, and
He was the guy.
he was a stunt guy there. And I know he's coming to town in September, and I look forward to that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's very rarely we get anyone from Star Wars out here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't. We got some superheroes pretty much and horror stars, but not really a lot of Star Wars.
Huh. Well, we'll have to change that.
Hopefully someday for sure. Yeah, one of my favorite things I get to do as often as I can is going to meet people, sharing my story. I do a lot of fan art as well, so every time I go, I present my art as a gift.
Hmm.
Well, so it's
Nice.
something
Yeah.
that I enjoy seeing is everyone's reactions.
Yeah. Yeah. I've received some really nice artwork from fans as well, and it's really something that they would make a you know some kind of a piece of art based on you. I mean, it's kind of
I'll
weird,
have
but
to make one for you. I'll have to do that for you now.
that'd be great. All right.
I'll
Can't
get
wait.
right on it as soon as I can.
All right.
A couple more questions. Since we've been talking about Star Wars and you growing up with the original trilogy, what is out of all the movies, which is your favorite to watch?
You know what? Someone just asked me this. Um, it's Empire is just the best movie. So
Agreed.
I mean, that's all you can say.
Yeah, that's my favorite of the original trilogy. But when I watch the prequels, there's no bad Star Wars movie, obviously. But if I had to pick, the number one pick for me is Revenge of the Sith. I was like 7 years old when that one came out. I
Yeah.
actually remember being traumatized at that age.
Oh wow.
Murtabar
Oh
scene really
no.
got to me.
Well, sure. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, then
Oh
pretty much
man.
later, by the time it came out the DVD, I was fine. I was over it.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I had to pick my number one, that's the one I go for. Prequel wise, and the original trilogy is obviously
Sure.
Empire.
Right.
The
I mean, you have to say
sequel,
that.
if I had to pick a sequel, I would say it's between The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. There was something about that final movie that really
Mm,
moved me because we got to see Palpatine and all the voices
hmm
past Jedi's too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And all the shows are different. They when it comes to the animation and anything Disney Plus, they're all really amazing. They have their own
Mm,
unique style, just like the movies do. And obviously, Obi-Wan
hmm.
Kenobi and Ahsoka are my top two.
Good, good. They're mine too.
But I really do appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today. I've been looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
And I will have to let you know when I get this video uploaded. I'm obviously not going to be able to do it where I'm at right now. So
Yeah, no worries.
once I get better, once I get everything set up on my original computer system, I'll put it up by tomorrow night at least.
Great. I can't wait.
Me too. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
it. I
talking
really
with me.
appreciate it.
Oh, it was a blast. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Thanks
Bye.
for joining.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you as well.